Greetings, royal family. I am back. I am back. I am back. I hope you guys had a fantastic weekend. I hope all was safe and well. It's Monday and let's talk about it. So you read the title, so let's get right into it. All right, so let me ask you a question. Twerking. Is it not considered a term of endearment? I mean, I thought twerking was some sort of ritualistic mating dance, a celebratory dance, so to speak, but apparently not. So if you haven't heard by now, there was a mother who recently attended her son's high school graduation, and what was his name? Treviante? Well, when little Treviante was called, his mother decides to get up from her seat. And apparently, a hand clap and a scream wasn't good enough for mama, honey. She started full on twerking. She started dancing in the aisles, and she just broke out into full twerk. So there were people that were egging her on. Somebody was recording it. The person recording it was egging her on, and the crowd was cheering. And then there were some people who afterwards thought that it was disgusting, and she was a whole slew of names. So the question, I'm sure you all seen the video. It wasn't a long video. You've seen it on the internet. You should have by now. So the question is, was the mother just overly excited? Was she totally out of line and inappropriate? And does her actions, because she was obviously excited for, obviously graduation time, when your kids graduate, when your loved ones graduate, it's a celebratory occasion. You get excited. Sometimes, you kind of lose your inhibitions, I guess, and you get extremely excited. So did she just kind of lose control because of her excitement? Or did she do this on purpose to try to get attention? Those are questions that I'm posing. Get down in the comments and tell me what you think, royal family. But here's another thing, right? A lot of people are, I think, going a little bit too far with the name calling or expressing their dissatisfaction with this mother twerking, right? She's called a hood rat, a Section 8 recipient, a welfare recipient, a big black nasty ghetto trash. She's the reason why people look at black women the way they do in society and in this world. Some of those comments really disturbed me, even more than the mother twerking at her son's graduation. And here's why. You don't have to agree with me. Like I always say, get down in the comments and tell me how you feel, because I like hearing different points of views. But this is the problem that I have, right? And it was split, women and men saying these things, black women and black men saying these things about this black woman. First and foremost, congratulations to Treviante, or whatever his name is. Congratulations to all the grads of 2019. But we don't know anything about this woman other than the fact that she got up and twerked at her son's graduation. We don't know her marital status. We don't know her economic level. We don't know her education level. We know nothing about this woman. And granted, we don't have to. I know some of you are going to say, what does that have to do with anything? It has a lot to do with what I'm trying to get across. Because for you to base or call someone a Section 8 recipient, a hood rat, a this, a that, based off of this one action that maybe she took it a little bit too far and didn't really grasp the concept of, not the right place, not the right time. Why is she a representation of all black women? Those of you that feel that way. And I'm not saying everybody said this. I'm just going off of the comments that I've been seeing on social media. Why is she a representation of all black women? And this is exactly why black men, date outside their race. This is why there's no black man in the home. How do we know that? How do we know that the boy's father wasn't at work? Or how do we know that the boy's father, how do we know? How do we know? We don't know anything. And I think it's extremely dangerous for our own people to hurl these type of insults on public platforms against someone who is of the same demographic. Does that make sense? I'm trying to be as politically correct and as socially sensitive as possible. But bottom line is, sometimes black people, yes, we have to hold each other accountable. I do believe in that. But what is shaming this woman gonna do? Yes, she embarrassed herself. Maybe she wasn't embarrassed. Maybe she herself wasn't embarrassed. Now, do I think that that was the right time and place for her to display her, dance moves? No. And here's why. Because this was about the graduates of the class of 2019, right? So it's unfortunate that her son is always going to remember this day that his mom broke the internet by twerking on social media, and not really associate that day with him achieving a major accomplishment, i.e. graduating high school. That's the unfortunate part. That woman is an adult. So I think that she knew exactly what she was doing. What her objective was, I don't know. Maybe she wanted to go viral. You don't know what struggles she may have overcome, her son may have overcome. And I understand what a lot of people are saying. Why twerk? Why not just jump up and down? But let me ask a question, and this is not an offensive question. What if she was shouting? Shouting and acting as though, she was catching the Holy Ghost. Would that have been appropriate? I know some of you are going to say, yeah, well, that's shouting. It's related to the church and it's related to Christianity. But you know what it is? I think twerking has a negative connotation, and I understand why, because it just seems so derogatory. It seems so over sexual, and it's just something that should be kept maybe in the bedroom. I get all of that. But I'm going to be honest, man. I'm not feeling the insults that are being hurled at this woman, big, black, nasty, Section 8 hood rat. We don't know anything about this woman, and I reserve judgment. I don't know anything about this woman. Now, would I have done that? Probably not. I don't see myself twerking anywhere in public. I'm just keeping it real. But that doesn't mean that someone who decides to twerk in public is a horrible person. And what's wrong? And what if she was on Section 8? Can I get a Section 8 voucher? Because I'm tired of paying, every month. Listen, it's hard out here for a sister, okay? No, I'm joking. But let's be careful of the things that we say about other people and how we judge other people. And because I felt hurt by some of the things that was being said about this woman. And I can only imagine if she let it roll off her back when she read it on social media, or if it really hurt her or her son. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is talking about, a lot of people are talking about, oh, she ruined her son's day, but then proceed to go ahead and insult this woman to just drag her name for filth. So take into consideration that her son probably has access to social media, and he's going to be seeing these derogatory things that's being said about his mother. And I know if she didn't want, all this criticism, she should have never been twerking. But two wrongs don't make a right, man. And I think it was the wrong place and the wrong time, personally. But I don't think that she's a horrible person. She was obviously overjoyed for whatever reason. You know what I mean? It's a huge accomplishment for some people to see their children graduate high school, especially if they themselves never graduated high school, or if they're maybe the first or second generation to receive a high school diploma. Same thing with college. So we don't know what trials and tribulations this woman had to overcome. And yes, you can say that twerking probably wasn't the best display of her excitement, but at the end of the day, she deserves to be happy. That's all I'm going to say. She deserves to be happy. Now, I will say this, ma'am, Miss Lady, the one thing that I really did find extremely offensive was, girl, your panty lines, girl. It's 2019, ma'am. You shouldn't be having, panty lines should be obsolete. There's body shapers, there's this, there's that. There's a lot of tools that can be used to kind of hide the panty lines. So, I mean, my God. But hopefully this woman learned, that there's a time and a place for twerking, and your son's graduation probably is not the best place. But I am happy for Trevante, this young man, for graduating high school. And I'm happy for his mom that she was so happy. So get down in the comments. I know some of you are not going to agree with me. That's okay, as long as we keep it respectful, okay? And let me know what you think. Do you think that the mother just kind of lost control and she was just overjoyed and happy? Do you think she did it to get attention? Do you think that her son should never speak to her again? I saw some comments. People were saying her son should never speak to her again, and if he knows what's good for him, he should get away from her and never marry a woman like that. We don't know enough about this woman to make these, insults or these accusations. Whatever. Let me know what you think, Royal Family. I wanted to come on and discuss that. And at the request of one of my viewers, I am filming in portrait. I'm getting used to filming on my mobile device. So let me know what you think about me also filming in or is it landscape, like this way, not this way. Until next time, Royal Family, love y'all. Peace.